Greetings and welcome back. Thanks for coming and sharing space with me today. And before I even jump into anything or start talking about anything, because I actually feel like talking, let's just, take 3 breaths and, real solid breath. We tend to forget how important breath is, and in any kind of situation you are where you feel anxious or nervous or unsure, if you just slow it down and breathe properly, you realize that you'll reach a better space to make a decision or to react. So, the breath is important. So, anytime you feel like it's just overwhelming, just breathe. And when you inhale, your tummy should be filling with air, so it should expand. And when you're exhaling, your tummy should sink inward. And that's how you're really filling the body with oxygen. So let's just pause for 3 breaths, close our eyes, and really put some thought into it. Slowly open your eyes and come back. It's a good feeling. Tell me down below how good that felt just now. Just tell me. So this is my eyes wide open kind of fun episode. I did a few, some years back, and it's where I just touch on everyday issue that I face throughout the day, and I'm pretty sure that other people are facing the same things. And I'm always working on myself. I'm always working on mastering myself. So I'm just always learning day in and day out. I'm learning ways of reading people and mastering myself. And, I'll share it here so that you can also practice this in your everyday life, because I want to live a more peaceful life. So that's what I strive for. And in this reality, I realize that the only person you can even somewhat control is yourself, because you cannot control outcome, and you're not the only one that exists. So, based on the domino effect of the way other people play a part in your life, that might determine a different kind of outcome. But for the most part, you're only in control of yourself, your emotions, your reactions, your happiness, your peace, you're in control. So it's a daily reminder to remind myself of that. And I hope that you guys are also practicing this, because trust me, it will make life be so much simpler and easier for you. You will not lose sleep at night. So this is the Eyes Wide Open session. My name is Trish. Thank you for joining me. I hope this brings a little bit of insight, and if you're experiencing the same thing, and if you have other techniques that you would like to share, please share it down below. so we can all learn and grow together. So, today I want to touch on mental manipulation and oh, people play mind game with you and the things, to kind of look for and how to deal with these, situation when they uprise. So, mental manipulation, like everybody that you encounter in your life, if you really pay attention, for the most part, they want something, you know? Rarely you'll find a person that just wants to be in your presence and just wants to exist with you, there, there's nothing that they want from you. But more time, if somebody in your presence, they want something from you. And people are not upfront with their intentions, So then they try to play games because I don't know if it makes them feel like they one over you. And more time, if you just talk the thing or the thing, you get it resolved and you move on. But no, people like to play games. This is what they do. I don't know if it's an ego thing. I don't know what it is, but they just like to play mental games. People will say things and then watch for your reaction. Look at someone that you do not get along with too well, and watch them say something that they know you're not going to like. And if you don't react to it, and if you just keep calm, and you can prick them from the side of your eye, you see them looking because they're looking for a reaction. You understand? And when people are in a lower vibrational state, they tend to want to bring people down there with them on that lower frequency level. And if you're trying to elevate yourself, you cannot allow another to shift your energy like that. So you have to stay at your level and do not play into their game, because that's what it is. It is a game. So you have to know your part into this game, and the only way you're going to know that is if you're aware, if you're aware, and if you're secure within yourself, if you know yourself. And that is another thing I want to touch on. You have to be able to know yourself, because if you know yourself, no one can manipulate you. Only an empty vessel can be manipulated. It's the same. You don't understand how deep mental game is. Most of these things that are going on, if they capture someone and they tell them things, and this will let that person be so submissive that they'll stay there even when freedom is at their fingertips, but they won't go because they were open for that manipulation to steep within and just take control and take over. So you have to know yourself. You understand? You have to be secure within yourself. And if there is anything that uprising, you have to remember to breathe, because you cannot leave room for someone to come in and rearrange your mind, rearrange your views, rearrange your outlook, just like that. So you have to take it down a notch. You have to come back to the present moment. You have to be here, because if you're not here and you're just in their little game running around how they want you to be running around and not paying attention, you are going to get snatched up so quick. And trust me, it is not a happy place to be. I know that people are never satisfied. They always want more. Always. They demand so much from others and so little of themselves, And if you are a people pleaser, they are just gonna eat you up because you just want to please. You just want to run around and please this person, and you don't take into consideration yourself. How are you feeling? How does this make you feel? Like, you should listen to that gut instinct because it never lets you down. You know, you should listen to that intuition, that little voice that, speaks to us. Listen to it. It never lets us down. It's like a guide. So do what you know is good in your heart. That's all that matters. And do what you do with love, you know? And do it because you want to do it. Don't do it because you want something in return, or you holding it over someone like, yeah, I did that for you. You know, if you're gonna do something, do it. Don't do it and then talk about it. So if you're doing it so that the other person can feel good, and at the end of the day you feel bad, you're depleting. You're burying bits and pieces and parts of you, and you're gonna bury it so deep, so till you don't even know who you are. You're gonna question who you are, and you're gonna be flipping and flopping and transforming in many different people, so many different identities. People these days have so many different identities, because they're not true within themselves. They change as they go along to please someone, and then you lose a sense of yourself. And eventually, when you're in that situation, you're not going to be happy. And this is where conflict arises. But you already knew that from the beginning, but you don't pay attention to those signs, or you just make them go over your head, and you don't want to think about it. I don't know what it is, with us. I'm not even saying you, I'm speaking even to myself, because sometimes I am guilty of some of these things. And that's why I say it's a learning process. Like, everyone here is a teacher and a student. Nothing here is new. This is all old news being recirculated and, being viewed in a different eye. This is what it is. So, it's how you apply it to your life that matters to me. So don't be a people pleaser. You can never please people. If you're doing it because you want to do it. You truly want to just do it, and you want to do it from your heart, and you do it with love, because you want to. And then when you do it from that space, it's most natural. It's not forced. It's not changing or shifting you. So don't try to please people, because you cannot do what you can, and do it to the best of your ability. And that's all that really matters right there. So try not to be a people pleaser, and try not to bend too much. When we bend and we bend and we bend. We will never stop bending. You understand? And eventually, if you keep tipping and tipping and tipping, it's going to get empty. And there's going to be some outburst, in the long run. So try not to bend, stand sometime, if you really feel in tune to a certain thing, stand for it, regardless of the outcome that is going to come. But stand, say what you want to say your part. If the other person doesn't like it, it's okay. We can disagree to agree, but stand. But every time when someone says something and you bend, and that you don't even agree to it, but you just bend because, I don't want to, upset them or hurt their feelings, and then they will never know who you are, because you're always doing something to please them. So how they're gonna know that this does not please is you? You see what I'm saying? So, don't bend too much. Yes, we can give and we can take in certain situations, but the constant bending, your back go broke. So that is it, I just wanted to come on here and share a few pointers, and I don't want to put too much into one area because I'm gonna make more video and more time. It's repetitive because the same thing applies, to so many different situations that we have and how to solve. So try not to react. Try to sleep on it, because when you make decisions, the same day something goes wrong, it's a very hasty decision. So try to sleep on it, wake up, see how you feel the next morning, and if you feel the same way you did the night before, hey, go for it. But then if you have a little, soft heart, and it's all right, I won't approach it that way, then you just let it go. But it's just ways and means and how we deal with stuff on a daily basis, and how much energy we put into some small, really small matters. We put too much energy and time into certain things that we don't need to be putting so much energy and time into. So we have to learn how to control and pace ourselves, and always listening to our bodies, being in tune, and just knowing when to slow down, when to speed it up, when something is wrong, when something is off. Always do mental check-in. Mental health is very important. You need to pay attention to your gut feeling. How does this person make you feel? When someone enters the room, does your energy shift? And is it shift for the entire day, or do you bounce back? Or like, how? Pay attention to these things, the shifts that takes place in your tummy, because it speaks to you. You just have to listen, and then you'll know how to control it. And the control comes with breathing properly. So stay blessed. Thank you so much for joining me, and please, share how you deal with certain situation that occurs with this, mental enslavement that people try to trap on us. They try to instill their ideas and thoughts upon us, but you have to know yourself to kind of make it ricochet. But yeah, comment down below, and thank you so much for joining me, and enjoy the rest of your day, whether it be morning, noon, or night. Enjoy it. Much love.